Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our first time having people on with us. Not just the two of us, so you get to hear a lot more fun and exciting things than just us jabbering away. In a minute, we are going to bring out our co-host, Angel Carro of Angel Carro Reptiles. We're super excited to have him on with us. But
and if you guys never met him, he's a super cool guy, super awesome, very knowledgeable. We're excited to have him.
First, we're going to look at our chat. We have Maki here. Welcome, Maki. We're glad that you're here joining us tonight. Thanks for being here. For you, it's tonight. For us, it's not even dinner time yet. Terrence and Keisha, thanks for being here. More Forge. I've got on your super awesome shirt.
Yeah, their shirts are really cool.
Thanks for sending it our
way.
Go
check them out.
Love the black and red there in Wisconsin. And Exotic World of Geckos. You always find us. Thanks for finding us. All right. It's time for us to bring out Angel. So this is our first part in our adventure in a Pacific Northwest breeder series. So we're going to be focused on breeders and keepers that were around when we got started. So people that helped us get started. And Angel is one of those people. And we'll bring out Ryan next. And Ryan is one of those people too. So Angel, welcome.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
You want to tell us a little bit about you before we get started?
No, not really. No, been around a long time. Landed here in Washington about 12 years ago from originally from New York. I've been working with ball pythons for like 25 years. I don't plan on stopping. I love this stuff. And we met at a local show.
We did. We were two people wandering around looking for a het pied female snake, and there was Angel Carro.
With a cinnamon het pied waiting for us.
Yep. Got to have a really nice conversation and walk away with a really nice snake and a growing friendship, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to bring out Ryan. Ryan is from Salish Serpents, and then he can tell us more about him, but we're excited to have him on here because he's one of the most positive people that we have met and is always here for us when we have 9 million questions, no matter what time of day. Ryan is there for all of it. So, Ryan!
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Yep, Ryan, you are literally there every time I message you. And I swear you are one of the only people that if you message me back 10 minutes later, you say, I'm so sorry. It's been 10 minutes.
Hey, you know, I'm super busy, so sometimes I'll miss a message, and I want to make sure that I'm there for you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
so however I can help.
You're always there for us. Angel is always there for us.
The community is great.
Yep.
And you guys are a special part of it.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I feel like we've got a good bunch up here in the Northwest. You know, there's lots of really awesome people around.
Agreed.
I agree.
Some of the nicest people. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I agree. They're some of the nicest people in our area.
People, yeah, I've met through the snake community. It's really been an awesome thing to partake in. It's really great.
So Ryan, tell us when and how you got started in all of this.
Oh, it's such a long story. So it actually is. So I've been doing this for like 6 years now. And I've always really been into wildlife and animals in general. But I was down studying monkeys in Peru. And one of the other interns that was down there with me had a ball python and was talking about, oh, I've got a sterling, blah, 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 you know, and it's like, a sterling, what's that? You know, and I had no idea how any of this stuff worked at the time, but lots of my educational background's in like genetics and inheritance. So I got back from that trip and I started Googling ball pythons, and immediately like I started seeing that there was all this inheritance stuff that I was familiar with, and bang, I was hooked. You know, I was like, I got to figure all these different morphs out and figure out how they're inherited. And I want to know about the odds of getting different combos and stuff like that. So it started with one snake. Just, you know, I got Rachel, my partner, to agree to one just as a pet. And then it blossomed from there into, we've got, God, probably 35 breeders and a bunch of hatchlings and all kinds of different snakes. So yeah, it really, that's kind of how things got started, is just through a friend hearing about it and really getting grabbed, getting addicted.
When did you start breeding them?
So I took the patient route. I started with a bunch of different hatchlings, just stuff I thought looked cool, and raised them up from hatchlings all the way up until I had my first clutch. I didn't buy an adult breeder until I was like 2 or 3 years into actually like caring for them and things like that. So my first clutch was actually, I remember seeing you guys talk about vanilla not that long ago. And my first pairing was a red stripe vanilla to just a clown. So I made a bunch of het clown combos from those two.
Oh, that's got to make Angel pretty excited.
I'm trying to keep it in. I'm trying to hold it inside. It's very exciting.
Don't hold it inside, Angel.
You know how I feel about vanilla. Vanilla's amazing.
I know. You love vanilla. That is exciting. I think that's what makes it so excited, is like the passion behind all of it. Just like watching Ryan, you can tell how excited you are about all of it. I think that's one of the things that makes this so much fun. Like my face hurts from smiling so much today, but that's okay. I've really worked my cheek muscles good at this point in the day.
Good problem to have.
So it is a good problem to have. Do you have in your collection now a project that is your favorite, or a project that like you'd like to do that you don't have yet?
There's a long-term project, and I brought this girly because she's one of my favorites that I'm kind of working towards, and that's Ultramel Clown. I don't have any visual animals yet, but I've got some double hets, and I plan on making some pretty crazy double het combos in the near future. I guess I'll pull this girl out if you guys are okay with it.
Absolutely.
She is I got her from another Northwest breeder. So she is a Mystic Ultramel Hidden Gene Woma Yellow Belly. The light's really not doing her any justice here, but
She's pretty.
she's real pretty. Oh, come on, sweetheart.
Mystic
They
is
want to
cool.
see your head. So yeah, she's got a real nice peach head.
Yep. Nice and clean.
Yeah, she's pretty clean as well. So I'm planning on pairing her with a clown combo. Not sure exactly what I want to get into her yet. I'm thinking maybe some cypress or something to make some cool double het Ultramel Clown combos. Thank you.
Yeah,
She's
I like
definitely-
throwing in special to Mystic, so you get the crystal.
Yeah. The crystals are super cool. I was thinking of pairing a Mojave to her so I could make some. What's the name for that? Mojave Mystic. It's a Mystic potion, right? Yeah. I really want to make some.
Yeah.
I really want to make some Mystic potion double hets. I think having the Mystic or the Mojave thrown every single time would be kind of cool.
Mystic is cool. I'd like to see more Mystic. I really would. Mystic potions are really nice. They get that purple color. That it's a cool animal.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and I
Mystic,
figured
Phantom. Both of those are. I think they're pretty underrated.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see as much Mystic. I see a lot more of the Mojave, kind of in that realm. I see a lot more Mojave than Mystic. So yeah, excited to pair her.
Oh, she's pretty. She is very beautiful. Do you remember who you got her from locally?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's she's from Brian Breaks at Breaking Balls.
Okay.
He's another local breeder as well. So
he's actually going to go on. He's going to go on with us in a few weeks.
Oh yes, fantastic! That's so exciting to hear. Woo, can't miss that one.
Yes, and thank you for that connection, so we could get a hold of him.
Yeah,
we're excited.
He's wonderful. He's wonderful.
Well, we could tell because if he is somebody that knows you and you have high acclaim for him, we know that he's got to be.
He's helped me a lot, with Morph ID and kind of learning the ropes when I was first starting out. Some of my first snakes were from him. So yeah, he's been great. He's been great to me.
That's awesome. How about a favorite hatchling that you've ever produced? You don't have to have them with you. Just can you remember what it was? It's a
Honestly,
toughie.
yeah, I'm a little partial because it was my first clutch, but I've got a red stripe vanilla het clown female who's at like 1,000 grams now. And just because she was from my first clutch, she was the first hatchling to poke her head out. It's like and she was female and, the het clown. So yeah, I'm really excited to both breed her. And it was like a really special moment in that journey, seeing that first snake being like, oh my God, they're hatching, that was so cool. Felt like Christmas as a little kid, just that excitement. So I have really positive associations with her. She's super sweet. I've held her a lot. So she's totally chill and, not reactive at all, not head shy at all. She's a wonderful animal.
You'll be like a proud parent, proud grandparent.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a snake grandparent.
That's the hope. Yeah.
It's always cool when you get to keep and hang on to something that you produced, and it, not that you're just keeping it because you produced it, but it also works for a project that you're working either now or in the future.
Exactly.
So that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Like that. I don't know. I feel like you have such a close connection with those holdback animals, because you get to see like you experience their whole life. That's pretty cool. That's a special relationship there,
And then holding them back, raising them up, and then breeding those, and then that cycle continues. And after you go generation, and after a while, you're like, oh yeah, that one I've had her for 8 years, and I produced her 8 years ago, and so on and so on. But that's also how you grow. You kind of internally grow your collection, and you pick and choose the nicest ones, and you can kind of cultivate your style.
Yeah, definitely 100%.
You can correct me if I'm wrong too, but we have only been in this for 2 years now, 2.5 years, 2 years. I don't know. It hasn't been super long. You guys have both been in it longer than we have, but you both also have snakes that you keep around that aren't breeders anymore, that just get to live the good life, right?
Yeah. Yep. My first snake, who was from Kendra at Puget Sound Pythons, you guys probably know her. She sold me a leopard lesser pastel male, and we don't really use him for anything, but he still lives here and gets room and board, and we take him out and hang out with him. Yeah.
I think that's good though. You should have something that's your, that's a pet, that's something you enjoy, even though you may go into your snake room to clean or feed, or maybe, you're having a tough day, but that one particular animal you can reach in and take out and have a little, have some nice interaction, because some of them sometimes aren't so nice, but
100%. It's good to have the friends in the snake room for sure. Yeah. Cause there's definitely a couple that do not like being bothered as much as others.
Especially some that you've had for a long time. This is like your pet that you've had for years and years.
Yeah. Yep. I remember like when we first got him, I built this giant bioactive enclosure, and foam sticks in it, and like gave him all these crazy places to climb, and put a bunch of live plants so he felt nice and secure, and he hated it. He wouldn't eat. I put him in there and he nope, I'm not having it. The temps were good, everything was good, but he did not like the giant bioactive. So just kind of a funny memory, like Rachel and I putting all this effort into making it look really nice, and like foaming cups in so there was places for the plants to grow and whatnot, and yeah, he hated it.
Oh no.
Hid under his hide the whole time, and felt exposed, and so we switched him to something that wasn't so making him feel so exposed, and then he ate like the next day. He wouldn't eat or
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, look, Nicole's here. Nicole came to see us today. So Lady T Exotics was the first person who ever had me on her podcast. Now we're twins. The funny story about that is before I got married to Kurt, I was Nikki T. Now I'm Nikki M, but Nicole used to be Nikki M, and now she's Nikki T. So it's like we switched. It's a weird, crazy world that we live in, and a small one at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. To continue on that, I work with a guy who built a bioactive for his male normal, and it just buries itself. They only see it like once every 2 weeks when it wants to eat, and then he'll just poke his little head out of the dirt. It's go time.
That's funny. Yeah, does the what are those things on a submarine called? Like, you know, where they put the
Oh, the
big
periscope. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
just does
The
the periscope out of the soil, and that's funny.
Yep. Feed me. Then he
Yeah.
eats a medium rat and goes back in.
Yeah, Tremor style, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ryan, do you keep your own rodents or some of your own rodents, right?
Yes, I do. I keep some of my own rodents and then supplement, well, from you guys partially,
Yeah.
and then from Dylan at D's Balls and Exotics as well. So you
Yeah.
guys basically keep me stocked when I need it, but otherwise, yeah, I breed a lot of my own rodents too.
That's
So
awesome.
Do you go down to meet him?
Yeah.
All right. You know, I
Yep.
live like 3 blocks away from him, so
Really? Okay, I
yeah,
knew
I
you were.
do.
I knew you were down in that area. I didn't know.
I
Exactly.
literally live like it's like a 2-minute drive. He's right there. He's not far
Oh,
from me at
that's
all.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's not far. Maybe 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's why we do the shows together. We'll get tables and we'll get them. You know, like the Puyallup show. We just kind of had like 3 or so tables, you know, straight across, and it helps because I go by myself, so it really helps. Just have an extra because I had 2 tables and then he had a table and we just split, you know, part of one of them, and you know. But this last show was really good. We had a lot of good people around us. It was a good show. It was
Good.
definitely a good show.
Good.
Ryan had a lot of stuff at your table.
Yeah.
You had a good setup there.
Thank you. Thank you. It was an all right show for us. You know, it was really great to see a lot of people and be able to see all the awesome stuff that people bring. Every show is totally different. You know, you really get exposed to so many different species and like, whoa, that's a thing. I didn't even know that was real. Like there was those miniature opossums at the Puyallup show. I had never seen those or even known that was a thing until I went to that show and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't even know these existed.
I didn't see those.
I didn't even walk around that much. I was kind of stuck at the table. It's not a complaint at all, but you know, like I try, but there's a lot. It's a decent sized show. It's hard to get to every table, you know, and you just run to your bathroom break and run right back.
Yeah,
It's
difficult.
The alligator.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an alligator.
Yeah, I think it was an alligator.
It wasn't for sale. It was somebody's like brought to show alligator.
I didn't see the alligator.
It was cool.
Nikki thought it was a statue.
I was like, there is no way that thing is real. It was on top of a tote and then it moved. And I was like, that's a real thing. I couldn't believe
Well
it was a real
behaved.
thing. It was really well behaved. People got to meet it. I wanted to meet it, but Kurt was like, let's just keep going. Poor Kurt, I abandoned him so many times at the last show to go run around and look at everything and say hello.
Hey, that's okay.
But every time I walked by, either you guys, well, Angel was always busy, and you were probably walking around looking for me, or
yeah,
that's how it ended up that whole time.
It happened a couple times.
But Angel, it's good to hear that you got to go to the bathroom this time.
I did. It was nice. It was nice to actually be able to use the bathroom.
Yes, that's nice to be by people, so you can do that finally.
It's been a tough one. I actually wanted to go back to the rodent thing where so you do raise your own as well.
Yeah. Yep. And I do ASFs as well for anytime I've got like a problem feeder or whatever. It's just a couple colonies of those guys. Most of the time I'm just using Norway rats, you know, brown rats, I guess. So, but yeah, I do keep a couple colonies of ASFs around.
What do you feed? Like, what's your brand of choice?
I have stuck with Missouri just because that's what I know. I know there's cheaper stuff out there, but that's just Missouri Rodent Breeder 6F is like the full name. Yeah, that's what I've stuck with. I don't raise a ton of rats, so a 50-pound bag lasts us, you know, like half a month probably. So it's still relatively affordable when you're not buying giant amounts. You know, if you're buying a whole pallet like you guys probably are, it's, you know, going for something
it adds up. It does add up.
Yeah, seriously.
But even still, if Missouri's your thing, buy a pallet. Like, who cares? You know,
Yeah.
it's up to you. It's up to you. If you're happy with the results and your animals, you know, across the board, your rats and your snakes are looking good,
Mhm.
just keep buying it. Keep working with it.
What do you guys
I would
use?
What do you use, Angel?
I have Kalmbach.
Same.
I use
You do
Kalmbach,
too.
and I use like there's other things I'll throw in there too. Like I'll get I get the big I think they're 40 pound bags of black sunflower seeds,
Mm-hmm.
and I give especially during the winter months too for the females. I just give a lot of like the sunflower seeds. It's really good. It's good, you know, fatty oils. You know, it's really good for them. And I've noticed a difference. You know, with the females being able to take care of, you know, large litters and such.
Mm-hmm.
But and then scraps, just scraps, things here and there, bread, whatever, you know, whatever you get left. You guys feed the comeback as well.
We feed the Kalmbach as well, and then just this winter Kurt started making mash out of the fines, the dust from the Kalmbach using. We started with pumpkin and
Yeah,
apples. And,
I would just boil down apples, pumpkins, and throw like an avocado in there. Basically, just whatever I had laying around. And then
you get a good amount at the end of a bag.
Oh my gosh!
Right now, I probably have 100 pounds of fines sitting out there, just waiting.
Wow!
Turned in. Oh yeah, we go through quite a bit of food.
Yeah, we go through a lot of food, but that's okay. But no, to be and what was nice when Kurt made the batch, because he makes it in like a big pot.
Yeah,
like
I used to use a full size keg that I had
Exactly.
cut the lid off of, but that didn't. It kind of burnt to the bottom.
Yeah.
So because it's really thick and hard to stir, I just have it sitting on a crab cooker.
Oh
Gives me multi-purpose. I already had it for the crab during the summer for crab season. So then I just use the stock pot that's with. It's probably like
it's decent size.
Probably like a 64 quart. It's pretty big. And I just mix it in that.
So then what was nice about that is then once it cools off, then we keep out a couple bags, but I think he made like 10.
Yeah, it made about 10
1 gallon
freezer bags.
Freezer bags of it. And then the rest of it just went in the freezer so we could defrost it as we needed. Defrost a bag every day or two.
Giant popsicle for rats, basically.
They love it.
Yeah.
It's hard to mix. I'm going to have to switch to a paint mixer on a drill because it's the fines are so thick that it's hard to stir.
There needs to be like a whole series of what do rodent breeders do with the extra at the end.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own recipe. Everybody does it differently.
Yeah, we've talked to people that
it's a lot of fun.
Tilapia and tuna fish.
Oh my gosh.
All kinds of stuff in there.
Oh, so many.
I've done
things.
bananas. I've smashed up bananas and put it in there.
Some people do scrambled eggs. They cook scrambled eggs.
Put eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I made little biscuits out of it.
Yeah. Angel, do you use the 18% or the 23%? Question in the chat. What do you use?
Of the Kalmbach?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
We were using the 23%, but then we got a pallet and it was 18. But I haven't noticed any difference.
Honestly, I think I'm using the 18. I think it is the 18.
That's the protein percent?
Yeah. We started out with the 23%, but the FedEx guy was not, and gal, were not very happy delivering 4 bags a week to us. So we've had to move on. And fortunately, we found a place where we get a pallet now at a time, which really saves the poor FedEx people.
Yeah, we would have multiple times where the FedEx driver would just drive off and mark it as delivery not available.
Oh no!
It was bad.
Yeah,
we had hungry rats and we had no.
We're on half a bag of food, and
anyway,
it's a Friday, and they're not going to deliver that on Saturday.
But now we're on the 18%. I notice no difference between the 23 and the 18, as long as you supplement with stuff like you said, Angel, which they deserve anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're giving them anything, like you're giving them any kind of scraps here and there, fruit, vegetables, anything, like everything is going to be better for them than just, one particular type of food.
Absolutely. Plus, it's better for your snakes in the long run too, right?
I agree.
We like to give them like they have like the big tubs of like spring mix. we will often do the beardies, but we'll buy an extra one and just give the rats some salad.
Mm.
Here you go, guys. Just here's some
And
lettuce.
they tear it up. They love that
Yeah,
stuff.
they love
Yep.
it. They totally love it. They go straight for it. They are not that picky. That's the
No.
nice part about rodents.
And
I
they're
think people
smart and
get
inquisitive.
scared. I think people get nervous too about giving greens because they think they're going to get diarrhea or soft poop. And it might get a little soft poop here and there, but it's not that bad. Especially the more often you do it, I haven't really had any issues.
No.
No, and
me-
it's not like it's their main diet anyway. So
no.
right,
Yeah,
so.
it's totally supplemental. No, it's a supplemental thing.
Angel, you said Morphforge asked if anybody uses black whale sunflower seeds. That's what you said you use sunflower seeds,
Yes.
right?
Yes, they use the black oil. You get them at, I think it's like a 40-pound bag at Tractor Supply, I think.
Nice.
Mhm.
We use like we get the big, I don't know, however many pound bag of dried mealworms.
I think it's a 5-pound bag.
Do the big bag
Oh, yeah.
here and
I've
there.
seen
That's good
those at
too.
like people advertise them for like chickens and stuff usually,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rats
They
are nuts
love
for 'em.
them. They
That's a
hear that
great
bag open, it's game on. You can
They
hear
come right
they hear the bag open, and then once you get going, and they know that you're going to get the bag. Like every time it gets dark outside, I swear you go out to a rat shack and you can just see all the little noses poking at the edge of the bin. Like, she's
I
here.
know.
Yeah.
They're smart.
They are smart.
Yeah, a lot of people produce their own mealworms, but we were looked into it, and it's quite the process. You got to have like a special multi-tiered bucket system, and then you have to dehydrate them.
We've got enough going on.
Yeah,
We'll stick to that. Now maybe we'll buy a bag of sunflower seeds too, Angel. We hadn't tried that yet.
I feel like it's helped, especially in the wintertime. I think it's really helpful in the wintertime.
So
We
go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was gonna say we use our fines. My mom breeds bearded dragons, so we raise our own dubia. So we use the fines and feed it to the dubia. They love it.
Mhm.
So
Oh, I bet.
That's what I used to do with the dubia and mealworms too. I just put it in a bowl, throw it in there, and the mealworms, the superworms, dubia, I'd give it all of them.
Ooh,
They
and
seem to
look at Kent says that he also tosses in the dubias that don't make it for the rats as a little treat for them. So look, you could do that, Ryan, if you don't
Yeah.
already.
Full
that's
circle.
smart. That's
Full
smart.
circle.
That is smart. No waste. I like that. So Ryan, you have one of your special projects is Spotnose.
Yes.
Do you have? Did you have? I think you have snakes sitting by you that you wanted to
Yes.
show us, maybe.
I do. I have a few. So one of the
And
snakes
Angel, feel free to jump in anytime too. Keep going.
Okay.
You're doing awesome.
one of the snakes that you guys got for me, I have his dad right here. He's in shed right now, so he looks a little frosty. But he's a super spot nose. Show him your head, buddy. It's beautiful. He's a super spot nose, yellow belly, 100% het clown.
Wow. So he's a Powerball.
Yes, he is a Powerball
Nice.
yellow belly. He's got a little bit of a wobble. You know, the Powerballs tend to get a wobble, but it's not too bad. It's never seemed to impact his life at all or anything. So, yeah, he gets along pretty well. He's a great breeder. He breed a stick. He's been a dad for us a few times now. So,
Do you want us to grab out his son before you show your next
don't
one?
mind.
We got
I
it.
love
So Hero is how we met Ryan in a parking lot in Linwood at the Best Buy parking lot. It's how this story all began.
Then we
on
picked
our
up a
end.
little tiny snake.
Yeah, a little tiny snake we named Hero, who's not so tiny anymore.
So cool looking. So cool.
Look at his head.
Yeah, and we ended up doing a shed test for clown, and it proved out because it was 66%, right?
Yeah, he was paired. This guy, the Powerball yellow belly, 100% het clown, to a leopard firefly,
There.
100% het clown. So he was just a 66% het. And I remember saying, I think he'll
You
prove.
did.
I remember
Yeah.
saying, I think he'll prove because of the way he looks. His color is real bright and he's extra crazy looking. And I was right. Yes.
You were correct.
You were right on the money.
So is that the only Powerball that you have right now?
Yeah, that's the only guy I've got. I don't I have a Spotnose female, a Firefly Spotnose clown. Actually, I have her next to me as well. It's her daughter, or it's his daughter. But I don't know if I'm going to pair them. I'm thinking I might pair her with something else.
Yeah.
I need a clown male. I'm trying to figure out what type of clown male I want to add. I'm definitely leaning towards Cypress. Rachel and I both like Cypress quite a bit, so it's kind of the direction we're thinking about going in. But it's difficult. It's when there's so many beautiful combos and you're trying to come up with something new. It can be really hard to say, like, this is exactly what I want and
I mean,
pinpoint.
Powerball in itself has. I don't see a lot of Powerball stuff. I think a lot of people, try to stray away from making them because of the neurological issue and so on. But again, it's like Spider. It's like a lot of the other things. It's whether it really bothers you, whether you can breed it, because places like I believe in the UK you can't. They're not allowed.
Yeah.
Spiders are not allowed. But I think with Powerball, maybe it's something that you're cautious of. You don't want to breed, the same line parent to offspring, maybe. But there's Spotnose are everywhere, so you shouldn't have a problem finding, hopefully an unrelated animal for either one.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I understood what actually. I mean, the wobble thing is weird, super strange. How the color pattern can influence like the neurons, it's wild.
He's insane. So you, Billy is in the chat. Billy.
Billy Rose?
Billy J. Billy J.
Billy J. Yeah. Hi, Billy.
Yeah. He said he met you in a parking lot too.
Yes, I did. It was also a Best Buy parking lot.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I was trying to remember which city I met him in. I think it was the Olympia Best Buy, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Billy,
so many
correct me
parking lots, so many parking lots.
Yeah. Grocery outlet. There's a bunch of different parking lots.
We need like a ball python or pet breeder meetup map of parking lots that are safe and that are good. Like we can't get thrown out of. Like we need
right
of parks. Like I use my local park and just hanging out. I just meet people there. It's easy.
We use our local gas station, and I always go in and buy a Gatorade when I'm done. I feel like I come here enough that I should have to. I'm the lady handing off live rats to the person with a carrier or bags of frozen things to someone else.
We need an app. Somebody make an app for places for reptile breeders to meet. And
then we can click a button.
Listen, you know how many? I would download that shit in a heartbeat. I'm like, wait,
yeah.
Where do you want to meet here?
I was just thinking, like Kurt said, then you can click a button when you're done. It says marked safe from delivering today.
Absolutely. Because that shit could be scary. You don't know who you're meeting.
It can be. You just put your life out there, right? It's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Please come with me if she's not working. I'm like, please, when I'm meeting somebody that I don't know at all,
Yeah.
Like, don't leave me alone.
You try to go online and look for their name to see how long they've been in the hobby. Are they like, where's this? Get real close to your phone. Like, is that him?
Oh man. And then I love it how sometimes too you get there and you're like, oh gosh, I forgot to ask what kind of car they were driving. So then you just are sitting in the parking lot waiting for someone to write you back, and you're like, I bet they know it's me because I'm looking around.
That one car circling. That's not them.
It's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Well, if somebody I'm not a tech person, just give me some credit and I'll take some shares.
Absolutely. Yeah, we tend to meet people in Everett, and anymore it's kind of hard to find a good parking lot that's adjacent to the freeway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one was always fun. We started just using the 41st Safeway, it's got the gas station, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, I'm an old schooler. This is before people had smartphones. You'd be home on your home computer, but meet me at the place, and then you leave and hope that it all went well. There was nothing there was no email in that person.
Yeah, MapQuest.
Instagram.
I printed out.
Inst-
I got my map.
Yeah.
Billy said some of the security guards at the Olympia Capitol Mall wanted to look at the snakes that he's picked up from you before.
Hey, that's
That's
flattering.
cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're kind of like, are they going to be cool with me like meeting up and transferring live animals in this parking lot?
We took, after we met you and picked up Hero, we went out and had pizza, and we took Hero in with us, and nobody knew.
Yeah, we smuggled him under my hat.
It was cold. He couldn't stay in the car.
Yeah. Pizza parlor's warm. If you're cold, they're cold. Bring them in, right?
Exactly. Plus, I figured if anybody asked, they'd either scream or they'd be like, well, that's really cool. This has never happened before. So
I was
was
in.
prepared.
I grew up in New York. I'm on a train. I got snakes in my bag. Nobody knows. Like I'm on
Exactly.
I'm taking the subway. I'm holding on. I got like a Burmese in one pocket and two ball pythons in the other, and I'm just like,
Yep. Nobody needs to know what's in there. Nobody at all. All
That's
right. I have
funny.
a question to make you think a little bit. And you might not have anything that you'd change, but now where you are now, if you could go back in time to when you started at the beginning, what is one piece of advice you'd give yourself now?
I've thought about this quite a bit, like as time's gone on through the years. And something I wish I had done earlier is like get nicer rack systems for the snakes. At first, I started with something that was a little cheaper because I was trying to, budget and trying to have a little bit cheaper cost of entry. But when I switched over to the ARS, like there was no going back for me. I just loved it. I was like, man, this is a major upgrade. But the racks that I had weren't the best built. Like the heat tape was just kind of flopping, so like I had to tape it down extra, and stuff like that. So yeah, like getting the nicer rack system was a game changer for us, especially for like the cleaning and things like that.
Yeah.
It was night and day. Like, using the old credit card and scraping everything off of the ARS tubs was way easier than like the big shoe totes. I don't know what it was about the plastic, like the texture or whatever, but yeah, these ARS are like a breeze to clean. So that made a big difference.
I find two things with the ARS is as long as the bin is damp, everything scrapes off easier.
Mhm.
And then I was watching a Brian Caruso video. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And he says you just use a spoon. And it has been the best because if you can't get the actual spoon part in to scrape the urate off, you just flip it over and use the handle. Works amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's been the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm using like expired credit cards, like using those as my tool.
Goodwill spoon, man.
Oh. Angel, do you also have a spoon scraper?
No, I have I have two different ones. I have it's just a small plastic scraper that I've had for forever. Little black plastic scraper that you probably get free when you buy paint or something like this.
Yeah.
I've had it forever. And then I bought a bowl scraper, one that you use when you're baking. So one side is flat and the other side it's like shaped like a D, and then it has like some flat edges. And I use that more with the rats to clean the tubs, scrape out the tubs. It works great. The flat side just do right, that flat part, and then the rounded part just scoops in and pops right out.
That's what I think about is what is so fun about sitting down and talking is like you said, Angel, we all have something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like asking what you do differently at the beginning. Everybody's going to have a different answer to that. And I think it's really cool to hear the explanations behind it. I don't know what we do differently. I'd have to think about that.
As people that have multiple different types of caging, the ARS it was way out of reach when we were started. But man, it is the bins fit in the sink better.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about them for me works better.
Racks in general add up. No matter how you buy them, whether it's like a whole wall, like these are Reptile Basics racks, and you can get them section by section if you wanted to. But even after buying, a few of them, it does add up because you buy the you get the rack for one one price, then you have to buy the tubs
Mhm.
separately. So it does add up. You do get a break when you buy things together, I believe. But and I like this company, but
Yeah.
for the larger ones, I have a Freedom Breeder.
Yeah.
So
We have the Reptile Basics ones also back over here.
Yeah.
That's what we started out in.
If
only.
anybody hasn't and was curious, the scratch and dent section, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. You can't even barely tell there's defects in them.
Yeah.
And you get a significant discount.
They don't do it very often, but every now and then you can luck into a Reptiles Basic scratch and dent sale.
I buy them new and they come scratched and dented, so it doesn't
What?
really matter. So
Yeah.
We haven't had any yet. Even
Ooh,
our scratch and dent one.
come scratch, little scratch and dented.
Terrible.
So.
But I will say, like, we bought our scratch and dent one, and it, like, you can't even tell it was scratched and dented. Like, we opened it, and I was like, "What's wrong with it? Where's the mystery that
I
we're gonna
wanna say
find
it was
later?"
like
It was,
$50 to $80 off.
Yeah.
As well.
but
That's a,
they have really good customer service too. If you've ever had to
They
deal
do.
with them,
They do. I've never had a problem with them. I'm kidding. I did have one that came a little messed up, and I called them and they took care of it. But
yeah, no, they're really good about that.
but that's why I keep buying. I have a bunch of these. They work.
I have
they
a
work
pro
great.
tip. A pro tip for free on that too. If you ever notice that your heat tape set where they would have dado bladed out for the recession of the heat tape has the plastic in it. If you have a drywall saw that has the multiple teeth that sit, the teeth kind of sit like that, open, that fits in there absolutely perfectly, and then you can just draw it along there, and it gets all that stuff out with minimal effort.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to do that on several of them.
Okay. I haven't had them that
two
bad,
passes
like little,
and we're clean.
like little bits, but I haven't had it that bad.
Oh yeah, we've had
We
ones
have.
that were packed or where the blade was dull, like probably the last run,
Oh.
and the whole things were packed with that that plastic PVC.
So see, ours didn't look
Interesting.
bad on the outside, but maybe ours were on the inside that had problems. When we went to put the heat tape in, I was like, Kurt goes, "Just put it." And I'm like, "Nothing's happening."
And then I'm the perfectionist, so from that point forward, I checked every single one before we built it. Yeah, it's just, and we've got a shop full of tools, so I found something that just worked absolutely perfectly.
trying to remember who I have some plastic racks. I'm trying to remember who I got them from. I use them for all my hatchlings, and I really, really like them. They come with the tubs. That was like a big plus for me. Is like, yes, I don't have to go find at Target. I'm usually at Target raiding their tub section. There's none left, and I'm like looking through every single one. Like, is this the perfect size? Sometimes finding the right size tubs can be hard.
It's true. That's why I like the Reptile Basics ones so much, because you just buy them right off the same site and they fit perfectly, and you can fit you can fit 3 different sizes of tubs.
Yeah,
we had the hatchling tubs in it, and the next size up, and then the
Yeah, these are hatchling. These are hatchling tubs here, and then I have the next size, which is it's like the Vision. When you see the Vision one when it has a 3 across, then 2, and then 1. This is the solid. These are like the
this is the hatchling tub. I mean, it's not very big.
That's what Angel has right there.
Yep.
But you see, the reason I like these is because if you look at the difference between some of the other companies at the time, especially with Vision,
and that's the next size up.
These tubs are roughly about the same size as Vision tubs, except Vision tubs are only 18 inches long, and these are 21 inches long. So you get, it doesn't sound like a lot more room, but it really is. It is a lot more room. If you put them side by side with each other, you'll see that. I think the Vision cages are a little narrower. I think they're a little narrower.
Is that who it was? Sea Serpents?
Yes, it is. It's Sea Serpents. Now, the second I heard it, I was like, that's who it is. Yep, it was Sea Serpents is who I have my hatchling racks from. Yep.
See, you can thank the chat for a lot of things. The chat helps us out.
Yeah, that. Thank you. Thanks for the reminding.
But these are cool though, and they're stackable. You can stack them.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
the
nice.
modular, right? So you can fit 3 different bins.
This right here. This is where it ends. So like right in here too, they make a little shelf that you could slide in. So
they do.
Yeah. The only caveat I have with the shelf is the bin directly below it. You have to make sure it shoves all the way back because it looks like it's shut, but it's open just a little.
But we do love the shelves, the little pull-out shelves.
Yeah, they're
I don't have them. I didn't get them. I don't know. I have a work
We
table.
might have some
we
extra
have some
ones,
extra. Next time we see you, we'll bring you some. We got them on super discount. They're like $7 a piece.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cheap.
That's a good price. Yeah.
That's pretty
And
cheap.
Yeah, we bought-
you guys are talking about Reptile Basics, right? I'll need to check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, right on. Thank you. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think on their VE6 racks, right?
Yep, that's what
And you
Dom
can
said.
get
Yeah.
you can get 3 of the hatchling tubs in a row, or 2 of the intermediate tubs, and then 1 of the, what is that, a 50, 40, whatever the tub
30.
30.
I bought like 4 more of these because babies were coming, and each one is 6 levels, and if you're using the smaller ones, it fits 18 tubs. So you're getting 18 of those smaller tubs, and your babies are going to be good in there for a while. And then as you sell and they grow, then you use the medium size, and then you can swap up to this size, which they can stay in for quite a while.
And I'd say they're really happy in there too. Like we had one hatchling that wouldn't eat for a while, and they were in this rack behind us. And I thought, well, all of our other hatchlings before this were in the Reptile Basics rack and the hatchling tubs like Angel has right there. And so I just moved that one back over to a little tub like that. I let it sit in there for like 2 days, put a little hopper in there, and it ate like no problem. So just wanted its little confined space.
So strange.
It is. Hey, Paul.
Yeah, they're weird. But even in this, sometimes they don't want to eat, and that's why I like using the high boxes. I feel high boxes work really good with babies. Get them eating, so much faster.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the gray tub option rather than the clear. Gives them a little bit more darkness in there for them.
I've seen lots of people with like the colubrids using some of the clear ones, like hognose. I've seen people with like breeding hognoses using clear. I wonder if it's like a diurnal snake thing, the snakes out during the day, like the clear tubs and the.
Could be. I don't know. I like kind of clear or kind of like opaque, just so like that I can sort of see what's going on. The Freedom Breeder one I have, it's clear. It's kind of like that semi-transparent. It's not that super clear one that it feels like it's gonna break really easy. That kind of plastic.
Yeah,
but it's like kind of similar to like a, that the other version of it that they have. I guess it's similar to like a Sterilite container in a way, but much stronger.
I will say that it took some getting used to the darker tubs, the tubs that we couldn't see in. But then it also took some getting used to. We got some racks that are now like our quarantine racks, and they're completely see-through. And that took some getting used to, just seeing heads looking at you all the time. Oh, there they are. So that took some getting used to too. But the nice thing about these is there's just so, like, I worried at first because they're so dark. It's like, but there's so much ventilation in them and so many holes in the top. So don't have to worry about them not getting enough light. I just have to get used to not seeing them when they're in there. And not knowing where they are when I open the bin to feed them. That is the kicker.
You gotta
they're fast.
We have a snake hook for that exact reason, because you'll start working through your rack systems and they know when food's coming. So some of our bigger girls are like rearing to go, and you'll open the tub and you're like, whoa, all right, calm down, It's just me. Just wait a second,
Every snake breeder's got that reflex
yeah.
Quick,
yeah.
He doesn't. He laughs at me every time
because hilarious.
I jump like a foot every single, like I can be feeding a rat off of the tongs and the snake will come out to get it, and I will jump no matter what as soon as that snake hits the rat. Him? Never. He laughs. He thinks it's hilarious.
Sometimes when I'm feeding them, she will still jump.
I do. Because they're fast.
Yeah,
we do
have some special derpy ones
that
will come out and just.
The extra long tongs.
Give yourself some room. I had to buy some of these because I got some lungers. So
I got needle nose pliers in the back for that. I got to get her using those.
And I got the smaller ones here too. Just for like the hatchlings, the little tinier ones. Just
That's what
regular
I've
ones.
got. I'm
But
crazy.
those
I'll
long ones, save my
I need to get
save my arms.
some of the hemostat ones that have like the
Mhm.
clip where it like clips
That's
together.
what these are. Yeah, that's what these are.
I need some of those badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send a link for that. I need some extra long ones apparently.
Yeah,
I
because
got them at the
what
show.
we've noticed.
I got them
You
did?
years ago. Yeah, at the the bean farm, but I don't think they
Oh,
do
they
the
were-
shows anymore. I'm not really
I
sure.
think they were there this time.
Were they?
I swear.
It does.
Yeah,
sound
that's where I got them
familiar.
from. These are the 18. I think this is 18 inches, 18 or 20, something like that.
I want to say, well, I thought it was them because I remember I was walking around and being like, oh, they exist in real life, not just online. I didn't realize that they.
Because there
Yeah,
was
'cause one of the
there was
things-
another one there across from us. They had a lot of
Okay.
supplies too.
Okay,
I just don't remember who they were.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Paul says Amazon. Look at Amazon.
Oh, I think that's who it was. There was. What was that name? They were right across. It was, remember what at the beginning of the show I said if you needed containers, I
Yeah.
said go to them. It was those guys.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Neither. And Ryan didn't get to walk around either. So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I got-
set.
That was a
I got
whirlwind
to look
2
around
days.
briefly, but
I was the only one skipping around. Hello, let me take pictures. But those are some of the only pictures we have from that weekend. So thank you for
Yeah,
humoring
Nikki
me.
did get out and take a lot of good pictures.
I had fun.
That was a really cool. Was that a reel you did?
I don't remember.
That was super cool.
My favorite one is the one with Andrew, where Andrew is clearly like another
Yeah, he's
me
like
taller
6'8".
than me. And I said, Andrew, you're gonna have to lean down here. And he goes, it's okay, I'm used to it. His wife is like
He's
the
a
same
big
height
dude.
as me, I think. He is. He is so tall.
I don't
I-
think
But
I
I
have a
am
question.
also so short.
I have a
So.
question. I have a question for Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Who is or do you have a mentor? Like, is there somebody that you go to? Like, who's your go-to?
Yeah, honestly, Brian Breaks has helped me a lot. Like when I have questions about like, hey, I've got this snake that hatched out and it came from this pairing. I have no idea what it is. Like lots of times I'll harass Brian. I'll send him a picture and be like, what's your idea on this? Or like, at this point I'm kind of used to lots of the like everyday problems you'll run into, assist feeding and things like that. Like I've kind of gotten used to it, but there's still some times where I'm like, hey, this super weird thing is happening. Like, can you give me some advice? And yeah, Brian Breaks has really been there a lot for me over the years. So yeah, that's, I don't know if he'd consider himself a mentor, but yeah, he has mentored me a lot over the time I've been doing this.
Listen, anyone in this hobby who answers any questions is a mentor at this point.
Okay, then
because
yeah.
back in the day, nobody talked to anyone. So if you got information from anyone, that person was your mentor. So, nowadays you can get information from almost anybody, but it's really good to have a go-to, somebody you trust. That's the thing, you have to build trust with your there should be trust in the community. Like a lot of things can happen that go bad. We don't like that. But having your go-to person that you can ask, not only just questions, but advice. When like, oh, I was looking at this animal. What do you think about, this direction? Or what do you think about, do you know this person? I've never heard of this person before.
Yeah.
Having these, this person or these people in your circle that you can bounce these certain ideas off of, or big questions, look at that right there.
That from Billy.
Thanks, Billy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and every time Billy comes up, it's so nice to talk to him.
Agreed.
He's a
Thanks for
wonderful
stopping
guy.
by every show, Billy.
Yeah. Well, and we got to know Billy because of Ryan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ryan, you've been like our mentor
There you go.
Oh, thanks, guys. That's
because you have answered 9 million questions.
Yeah, we've got the IMs to prove it.
hey,
We do.
That's what I think a lot of this is about, is helping each other succeed. I want to see everybody in this community do really well, make the animals they want to make, and have it run smoothly, not just for our sake, but for the animals. For me, that's what a lot of it is about, is helping foster the community of people, because there's so many great people, that show love and respect for all the other breeders and, wish me well, even though there's that competition, but they always treat me with respect, and they're always willing to listen or help out, even if I'm just like, hey, anybody got this more if I'm kind of interested in right now? And, people will send me pictures and stuff. It's great. That's what a lot of it's about for me, is being able to talk with people. And, exactly like Angel was saying, like, somebody has a question, I want to help them. I want to make sure that they're enjoying these animals as much as I do. They're special. So I want people to be able to get to the core part of being able to enjoy the snakes,
That's what it's about, is enjoying this, enjoy doing this. Because when you don't enjoy it anymore, then what's the point?
Yeah. Yep.
Plus, we need other people to enjoy it to keep it going.
Exactly.
We can't be the only people that enjoy it.
That's very true.
Then we'll just, like Angel says, we'll just be buying snakes from each other.
Yeah.
Just trading. Angel, you've been a mentor to us too, without probably, did you realize that you've been one of our mentors too? You've answered questions from us.
We also have the IMs for that.
Ha.
Because we just talk, because we talk a lot. That's why.
I know.
It doesn't feel like mentoring because we're just talking a lot. But
I know.
But with that too, you find out things, you learn, because I've been doing this for such a long time. There's a lot of new genes coming out, or new things that I don't really follow 100%, because there's so many things, and there are things that I learned from you guys because you guys are working with things that I don't work with. So, and there are so many genes in this hobby that you can do that. You can literally work with so many genes and not know anything about a whole handful of other ones. Not because you're not interested. It's just that you have so much on your plate over here. It's like, I don't really want to add anything new because I'm still refining whatever it is, but it's still good to know, what's going on and whether or not that might work for your collection. But you have to ask questions and talk to each other, whether you've been in for 20 plus years, whether you've been in it for 2 years, a lot of these things, we're all going to find out our answers to questions we all probably have.
I think the time too that you stop feeling like you need to learn anything new is probably the time you need to stop altogether, right? Like if I'm not learning something new or not wanting to, then we shouldn't be doing it anymore. So I think that is exciting too, is just getting to learn everything and not know anything all at the same time. Half the time is what I feel like.
There's that, and then there's also it's true though, but there's that, and then there's also, you get to a point, let's say you don't feel like you're learning anything new, and that happens. Sometimes you feel like, I've watched this podcast, I watched that one, and I just hear a lot of the same stuff. I'm not really learning anything new. But then you do I'll do a show, and I'm just standing there talking all day, and I feel like I may have not picked up anything new recently, but people are asking me questions about things that I could share, I can help them with now, And then a week later, I might watch a podcast and they're talking about a gene I never even heard of. And there we go. And now I start all over again. Now I'm trying to find out more about this stuff.
Yeah. For me, that was the one people have been talking about now was carbon. And I had to go look that up. That's beautiful. Yeah, fairly expensive still. Imagine that. But really pretty looking.
And I am like the monsoon, but I cannot afford a monsoon. But I like looking at it.
Not yet. Soon. I'm glad that it's not falling. It's ready to fall.
No. Ryan, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel like maybe it's just me, or maybe it's kind of what Angel's talking about, where it's like I'm not keeping up with like every new gene that's coming out. But sometimes I'll see genes and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like it's just totally new. Like zebra, I've seen lots of the zebra stuff popping up, like as a recessive project,
cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, that's some cool stuff, and that's fairly new. So that surprise factor of like seeing how all these things interact, that keeps me hooked. I'm like, man, I want to see.
Absolutely.
Like, people are doing zebra pied now. I'm like, I want to see that in clown. I want to see the interaction. Like how is that going to play out? Is it going to look good? Sometimes you'll pair them together and think they're going to look great, but then it's like, well, maybe that's not the direction we'll take, So yeah, that really keeps me hooked to seeing all these new genes. It's exciting.
Or pairing two things together and finding something mysterious that you never thought would come out.
Yeah.
like our
that's
like the one we think is our super pastel, which means both of the parents were pastel. The dad that we showed you, and we're like, oh yeah, that makes more sense now.
yes, yes.
Or
I
just
remember
picking up some, some genes that, like, I hate saying that they're forgotten or underrated, but grabbing a couple genes, just working with them. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have to be the $50,000 gene that just came out.
No.
Every now and then I go back. I was doing it earlier today, and I was watching old snakebite videos. Just old snakebites videos, some old Justin videos from like 12, 15 years ago, old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear what they're talking about back then. They're excited about pumpkin pies. They're excited about super enchi yellow bellies. And they're showing these examples. And it's like, wow, these animals are beautiful. But today, you show me that same combo, and it looks even better because we've line bred and cultivated nicer versions of these animals. And whether it's old video lighting or just the animals just aren't that spectacular. The point is, even looking at those animals from back then, comparing them to what like a firefly would look like today, the excitement and the passion and the craze that was in their eyes looking at these 2 or 3 gene animals back then, that's all that was making them crazy. Bumblebee, whatever it was that was making them nuts. And they're showing these animals like, look at this is so cool. He was showing a crystal, and he was like, and then you put pastel in it, and it's these really simple things that most people just like, I don't want to bother with that shit today. But where's that passion with this today though too? Like that same, like, wow, this is so crazy. And we should still feel that way with our 2 and 3 gene animals. Whether it's recessive, incomplete dominant, doesn't matter. If it makes you happy, if it makes you excited, make that shit, be happy about it. You want to make super pastels, make the nicest fucking super pastels that are out there. Like, just love what you're doing. Is Spotnose what you're doing though? Like, is that something that you're trying to make more of, or make, just have more in your collection? Right? I'm saying, is that something that you're doing? Are you trying to add more Spotnose to your collection?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got that Powerball guy I was just showing off, pairing to a firefly clown. I'm repeating a pairing. I'm really going for one combo specifically. I'm trying to hit a Spotnose fire yellow belly clown. I want a male, but that's, I really like the way that snake looks, so I'm pursuing that. I mean, I take a female too. I would not complain. And so, like, I'm hoping I'll hit a male out of there, like maybe one that I could pair to that red striped vanilla head clown female I was telling you about earlier. So I'm kind of, I really like the Spotnose clown stuff. It's always, like lots of people are doing the Batman thing now, but I really like that combo. So it's something I'm trying to pursue just because I like the look. I like how the alien heads get kind of even on the sides and things. Just that mixture really, I gravitate towards that.
And that combination would give you like vanilla cream Spotnose clowns. Like that's cool.
Exactly.
I want you keep in touch with me about that one. I want to know. That's cool. I like that. I like that. I got some vanilla stuff here too, with some clown you might want to check out.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. We'll definitely need to keep in touch because the vanilla, I love the super vanilla, man. It's beautiful. The super fire because it's all white. So it's like, well, you got to stay away from 2 copies of fire, but I don't feel that way about vanilla because the super vanilla is beautiful.
Angel's got some beautiful vanilla stuff.
Got plenty of vanilla stuff, but I like hearing that Spotnose because every time you hear Spotnose, it's Spotnose mixed with clown, Spotnose with something else. But if you're bringing Spotnose to the front, and that's the backbone of your collection, I think that's cool. Make the nicest Spotnoses we've ever seen. Like that's the goal.
Absolutely.
I think they're looking pretty good. Our hero from you looks pretty good.
Yeah, that snake is awesome.
He looks really good.
Good. Yeah, Hero's got power all over the place. It's a really nice line of fire.
He's got everything.
He's just fun to look at too.
Mm-hmm.
You made a pretty snake.
Thank you.
I got a pastel fire.
There's a female I got from him that was like his sister that looked very similar. I sold to somebody else on Morph Market, but I saw a picture of her relatively recently, and real pretty too. A little
bet.
different than Hero. So I don't know. One of them I think has yellow belly and the other does not. Is I think the difference there, but I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Yep.
We'll know soon
We'll
enough.
find out. We will. He was a good boy. He had his pairings, so now we just wait.
What are you pairing him to?
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Do you remember what was it?
Uh,
Ivy?
Give me a second. Let me pull it up. I'm not prepared.
I think it was Ivy.
I have it on my. I use Google Sheets for everything.
It's a great way to do it. You can access it from anything.
It is. It's really nice. That makes it easy.
Let's see. He went
I
to.
think it was Ivy. No? He's right there. Ivy. So he
Yeah.
went to. She's our pastel ivory Fosset hypo.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
That's super-
if we get more ivories, there's yellow belly.
Yep, exactly.
you'll
So
know.
that was our thought.
That's
That
that's
was our
smart.
thought.
That's super smart.
So
I-
we'll see.
I really like ivories too. I have an ivory in my collection that I got from Tropical Hut. You guys might be familiar with them down in, I think they're in Portland. And she ended up having black pastel in her too. So I paired that
Ooh.
ivory to a dreamsicle. And when the eggs hatch, there's a bunch of super dark snakes, like really dark. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? And I figured it was like cinnamon or black pastel. And yeah, that was so exciting because
That's
she's
cool.
like white. Lots of times with ivory, you'll get that little bit of like purple ghost
Yeah.
stripe, down the back. And she is like paper. And I've been talking to a couple people, and I guess if you mix those dark traits in with an ivory, sometimes it'll wipe out the color like that and make them kind of like, she looks like a belle, but with black eyes. She's super,
Wow.
super clean. So
I
yeah,
want
that
to see
was
more ivories. I want to see more ivories. I don't see any ivories at the shows. Not too many ivories.
Maybe
They're
we'll
great,
have
too.
some more.
I think they're awesome. Maybe.
Maybe we
Maybe.
will. We'll find out. Our ivory has a little bit of pattern on her
Yeah,
back.
she's
like
got a
little
light
bit of-
yellow striping
Yeah.
on her back.
but she's really pretty.
I have
I think
one.
we hit her
He's
with the black
doing some
light.
work
She
now.
didn't have any extra pattern.
What did you say, Angel?
No, I said I have one. He's doing some work right now. He's a pastel leopard ivory.
See, you might
Trying to-
have some ivories for the show too.
Well, everything he's going with is Spectre.
Okay,
I'm just gonna make more. Super
that's
stripes.
great.
right.
He's
Yeah.
He's with a super vanilla, possible Spectre. I think she's a Spectre. So we'll see.
Did you see
That's
the
cool.
super pastel super stripe we're giving away? The
Yes.
giveaway for super pastels,
yes,
but he's a
yes.
male, but he's very handsome. He's a handsome boy. He's not out here. He's back in the back. Otherwise, I'd take him out and show you him. I think that is it for my questions, Ryan. Angel, do you have any more questions?
No,
Our
that was
questions, I
it.
should say.
That was it.
Did you have
Really
fun,
interesting.
Ryan?
That was wonderful. Thanks so much, guys. And Angel, it's
Well,
I don't think we've talked a lot in person. It's very nice to talk with you, and I look
Yeah.
forward to talking to you more in the future. Especially, I know
Absolutely.
where you're at, man. You're close.
You know where I'm at, man. We'll just talk on IG and stuff, and we'll meet up at the shows.
Absolutely, yeah. I try to make most of the shows. If I'm not vending, I'm usually there. So
Friday's good. I try to get there early, so we can set up and then just kind of hang out.
absolutely, yeah.
then maybe after you get some hatchlings this year, you'll come back on here and show off your hatchlings.
Oh yeah, I've got some pretty cool stuff. I've got a high intensity orange dream pastel who's like 2 or 3 days away from laying. She's already tucking the tail and everything. Like it's coming soon.
Very
So
cool. Very cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we're excited to see it.
thank you. She's paired to a dreamsicle. So yeah, gonna be some cool double hits there. I'm pretty
yes, there are.
pretty stoked.
Oh, well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks, Angel, for doing this with us.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thanks
And
so
thanks-
much, guys.
Thanks, Ryan, for coming on and doing your first show. You did awesome.
Thanks.
Look at you
Nerve-wracking.
talked. We talked for a little over an hour.
Didn't feel like it. Felt
2
like
minutes,
15
didn't
minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you guys, and thanks everybody who came on and who's in the chat, and we'll see you next week.